There is now a new note that people are starting to talk about, the Bitcoin.
We already have a perfect, real form of money, and it's called gold.
You know, there's a lot of stories about drug dealers using these kind of things.
We're talking about drug dealing, tax evasion, money laundering, and arms dealing.
And I think it's just a matter of it's not regulated, it's not controlled.
It's a novelty for the Geek Squad.
It's a bubble for sure.
I call it a Ponzi with no one in charge.
The internet is amazing, and it's changing every day.
Worth around 0.003 cents.
Cryptocurrencies are a crock.
If these became well promulgated, then the U.S. government would shut it down.
It's not going to disappear.
It's not gold that people are actually after.
Trading for about $130.
You participated in a scam.
Satoshi Nakamoto is you. Yes.
The politicians destroyed the savings account over the past 30 years.
Above $1,000.
$10,000.
$19,000. Breaking through $20,000.
The Bitcoin trend is not going to stop.
It's going to come caving in. It's almost a guarantee.
Get Bitcoin, get Bitcoin.
No one can censor it. A wealth transfer to an entirely new type of people. No one can seize it.
Unbelievable how much this has taken off.
No one can freeze it. This is an extinction level event for banks. It's an idea that's completely unstoppable.
It's a financial revolution.
It's Pandora's box. The box has been opened.
I mean, the moon is the limit. It's going to the moon.
$1 million is
It's going to the moon.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent day today. Bitcoin still maintaining above $50,000. Ethereum up 5%. Binance skyrocketing up almost 30% today as interest in Binance Smart Chain is growing. Some people are worried about these Ethereum gas fees. We'll get to that in a bit. But what I want to talk about today is that Bitcoin actually just did something incredibly bullish. You can see right here, we had a perfect retouch down with the previous resistance becoming the support. So does this mean that Bitcoin is now looking to continue on its journey upwards to 55K, maybe even hit that target of $58,000 to $59,000 we spoke about yesterday? Well, we are going to talk about that because there is something that we need to keep our eyes on, and that is what is happening fundamentally in the background right now for Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind, we did have the first Bitcoin ETF launched today, and a second one just got approved. But aside from the ETFs and the institutional interest, there's also one major factor that could allow Bitcoin to continue to just absolutely destroy stocks, commodities, gold, and every other asset, and we're going to get to that. But more importantly, the biggest question is we've seen Bitcoin break its all-time high from 20K all the way to 50K, right? But yet Ethereum's recent all-time high of 1,400, we're only up at 1,900 right now. So this should signal that if Ethereum was to follow Bitcoin, we should see Ethereum hitting around the $4,200 level. So is it possible that Ethereum is setting up for a massive surge? And the bigger question is, are institutions buying Ethereum right now? Because you know, a lot of these guys, when they bought Bitcoin, we didn't find out for sometimes 2 weeks to a month later. So are these guys also accumulating Ethereum right now? And is Ethereum getting ready for an absolute moon mission? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. And without further ado, let's dive into the chart. So, like I said, guys, we did have this beautiful retest right here. You could see we had resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We finally broke through. We had a little bit of a retest here and then a definitive retest right here. So this is looking quite bullish short term for Bitcoin. Now, it does look like on the lower time frames, the 1 hour, you could see we're starting to put in a bit of it looks kind of like a triangle, maybe an asymmetrical triangle formation. It looks like we could be either falling down to this lower level or here. We are looking to connect with the original heart line right here, which would be around $5,173, and that should happen by the end of the day tomorrow. So I don't see Bitcoin consolidating for more than 24 hours without having a major move either to the upside or to the downside. Now, you can see that if we zoom out here, you can see even longer how this was originally resistance and then the support, and then we formed another higher high over here, so higher low, higher high, and it looks like we could be forming another similar pattern. Now, of course, there was that bearish potential that Bitcoin could come all the way down here and refill this blue box territory between 40,600 and 42,000. Do I think that's going to happen? Well, it is a possibility, but I need to just point out that there is massive accumulation and support over here, and this is over on the CME futures, and you could just see the absolute interest right here, right above my head, of these futures between 45,000 and 48,000. And considering that this $48,000 level was so significant, and that's exactly where the VPVR lines up, I would probably say that there's going to be some massive demand down at those levels. So if you were potentially looking to, put in a long down here, if you think absolute worst case bearish target, honestly, I wouldn't be looking to short. You can try to short this market, but really the trend is your friend. And the thing is if you short, you're going to have to know when to get out of those shorts. Whereas if you get a nice long, you could probably just ride those longs out for quite some time, right? If you're interested in learning how to trade over on Bybit, check out the tutorial popping up above. Also be sure to go down in the pinned comment and description of this video. There's literally thousands of dollars in bonuses. You can check out Bybit. You can check out Prime XBT, also Femex. They have their promo ending soon. You can get a $680 bonus just by using the link below in the description. But that being said, I think that the most important thing right now is the tune that is changing among these traditional Wall Street veteran investors. For example, you have Jeffrey Gundlach. He says, I am a long-term dollar bear and gold bull, but have been neutral on both for over 6 months. Lots of liquid poured into a funnel creates a torrent. Bitcoin may be the stimulus asset. Doesn't look like gold is. And who is this guy? Well, you could see he is an American investor and business person. He is the founder of Double Line Capital LP, an investment firm, and he was formerly the head of the $9.3 billion TCW Total Return Bond Fund. Oh yeah, and he is worth over $2 billion himself. So high net individuals betting on Bitcoin, this is something we are going to be seeing. Oh, and not to mention, guys, you might be familiar with the Motley Fool. They said over on their Twitter, this was a day ago, they said, we've got big news. We are buying 5 million in Bitcoin on our own balance sheet. That's right, 5 million. They say, we believe it will store value more effectively than gold over the long term. We believe it may become a medium for transactions as if price stabilizes in a decade ahead. Also, we believe it can act as a productive hedge against inflation. But here's the craziest part. They said, since we're focused on the long-term opportunity, we don't worry much about the volatility in the short term. We plan to hold this Bitcoin investment for many years, and we'll wait for all of our members in our new 10X service to be able to buy before we do. And this is something that we are seeing. This is the trend. We are seeing institutions, we are seeing companies looking to put it on their balance sheet and hold it, not for a quick 20% gain or even 100% gain. We're talking 5 years to 10 years, or even in Michael Saylor's case, he says he'll never sell all of his Bitcoin. So kind of funny because how it started, now this was back October 17th, the Motley Fool, 10 reasons Bitcoin is a terrible investment, and how it's going. Motley Fool announces $5 billion investment in Bitcoin. So first they laugh at you and, then they join you, right? That's not how the saying goes, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean, right? Now, Max Keiser, he's definitely one of my favorites when it comes to talking about Bitcoin. I mean, he's been around since the early days, and he pretty much talks about why Bitcoin is literally just going to keep going up. And he doesn't even discuss the fact that we're seeing these ETFs get launched or we're seeing these corporations put it on their sheets. He says the reason why Bitcoin is skyrocketing is simply because there is massive hyperinflation in America, and the US dollar is in a hyperinflationary collapse against Bitcoin, and the solution, as we've been describing by these policymakers, will always just be to print more money. So that means that Bitcoin is on a one-way trip higher because they have no other policy solution than to just simply print more money. He says they're just going to keep printing. And, you know, he says my Bitcoin is up 9 million % since I first bought. Well, congratulations. We didn't all buy Bitcoin at $1 or whatever he bought it at. He says, and it's probably going to go up another 40x. On Tesla's 1.5 Bitcoin investment last month, he says that this amounts to Elon Musk going to war with the Federal Reserve. He says this is a speculative attack that Elon Musk is making on the Fed right now. So he's already gone to war with the SEC. And now he's going to war with the Federal Reserve. And he says, I'm not going to go back and buy my own stock. I'm going to take your cheap money. I'm going to buy Bitcoin like Michael Saylor is doing. And now 500 other CEOs in the S&P are like, you know what? That seems like a darn good idea. He says they've made more, in fact, on their Tesla investment in less than 6 months than they've ever made in the entirety of their business of selling cars. And I actually think that that statistic can be backed up because I've heard other people saying that as well, which is really incredible when you think about it. Now, talking about the fact that, yes, we do have the Purpose Bitcoin ETF, the world's first Bitcoin ETF exchange-traded fund that is physically backed, which is very, very important, guys. Physically actually backed by Bitcoin, which means they need to have the Bitcoin in the reserves for the ETF. This isn't cash settled. We're not just betting against the price of Bitcoin. No, they're actually going to have the underlying asset, which is going to increase the demand. And not only that, after you had the Ontario Securities Commission greenlight this, they also talked about a second ETF from the Evolve Trust earlier this week that has also been approved. So come on, USA, get your act together over here in America. We got 2 ETFs in Canada, and we're still waiting over here, sitting on our thumbs in America. I mean, come on, guys. What more legitimacy do we actually need for Bitcoin? Now, talking about what we really need to discuss is the fact that we have seen Bitcoin's previous all-time high at 20K, right? We obviously went to 40K, no problem, and now we're at 50K. So we have 1.5x'd the original all-time high, yet Ethereum, previous all-time high 1,400, currently sitting at 1,916. Now, keep in mind, I did tell you guys that we were looking for a breakout on Ethereum. I told you about this the other day. We got to the end of this resistance and support. We had an asymmetrical triangle, had a perfect breakout. In fact, from the point of the breakout to where we are right now, that is a 6% increase. So, you know, if you were doing something like, you know, a 5x leverage over on, Bybit, for example, 5 times 6, you'd have 30% gains right now, which is pretty incredible. Having a look right here. Also, we have trended on top of the heart line. We are looking to reach the top of this level, which is it's just below $2,000 to be totally honest with you. Here's the chart that we need to look at, and this might be the most bullish Ethereum chart I've seen so far. Now, you're probably saying, well, what is this? This isn't the Ethereum chart. This is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. So you could see that still historically over its existence, it would have been better to hold Bitcoin over Ethereum because you can see that this is compared to Bitcoin. It's still down from its peak to where it is right now, 76% compared to its all-time high comparative to Bitcoin. However, that aside, what we need to discuss right now is if we take the top of the peak right here, we take this wick right here, and then you can see we had resistance again right here. And if I also just, zoom in right here, let me get this back to a log actually. Whoops, zoomed in a little bit too much, guys. What the heck did I do? I took it off the log chart. What is going on? Guys, I am so sorry. Here we go. Okay. Wow, that was madness. You can see we had 1, 2, and then right here, we had a third touch perfectly, right? And that's represented by this green line. And if you look at what Ethereum just did, right? I mean, it is close enough touch, right? You could see right here that we didn't even go below it. But the fact that we actually had this bounce right here, whereas this line has previously been the resistance for Ethereum, this could be really, really big for people that chart in Bitcoin versus Ethereum, right? So this could mean that Ethereum is finally looking to have that breakout moment. And really what you want to do is get out of this channel. So right now we need to get above 0.04 for the Bitcoin price. And if we can do that, well, then guys, I think it's going to be a massive move for Ethereum, and judging by the previous move of what we've seen with Bitcoin, that should put Ethereum at around the $4,200 mark, right? If you do 1.5 off the previous 1,400 top. So yes, my friends, we could be headed to a $4,000 Ethereum very, very soon. We saw how quick Bitcoin did it. Ethereum could do it just as quick. And once again, friendly reminder, if you are trading that, check out the links below. Lots of altcoins. Also, if you're trading on Femex, I forgot to mention, they do have $10 a month spot trading. So you don't have to worry about these crazy fees. You can literally trade as much as you want, and it's only $10 a month. So that's kind of an advantage of using them as well. But let's talk about Ethereum a little bit more. Let's talk about why this is an impressive surge, what's happening in the background, and are institutions actually getting involved? Well, CryptoQuant CEO Ki-Young Ju said earlier that this impressive surge does resemble the price developments from 2017 to 2018 when ETH exploded in a relatively short time to its all-time high of 1,400. But by using on-chain data, he argued that the current rally sees substantially less activity on exchanges. What does this mean? Well, it means that the number of deposits and withdrawals from trading values is much lower than when compared to the 2017-2018 data. So, although the Ethereum blockchain was still quite busy during the previous bull run, its utilization in the past year or so has been through the roof. So far through the roof, in fact, that we have seen ridiculous gas fees and a lot of people not too happy to be trading on decentralized exchanges, right? But we've also seen growth in DeFi as well as NFTs. But that's not even the kicker. Just recently, he points out that there were 3 consecutive massive ETH outflows from Coinbase cold wallets last year. Speculative guess, but those might be OTC deals for institutional investors like Bitcoin Coinbase outflows. Now, recently, we had seen, and there was some speculation, I think somebody even was able to prove that some of these big purchases of these corporations had come from Coinbase. So if we are seeing these insane purchases now happening over for Ethereum on Coinbase as well, could this actually signal that the institutions are quietly accumulating, they just haven't announced it yet? Or that the big companies are accumulating, they just haven't announced it yet, right? So pure speculation. I'm not going to say they are. I'm not going to say they aren't. But I am going to say keep your eyes on Ethereum, because Ethereum is lagging behind Bitcoin as far as its, I mean, granted, it's gone from 100 to where it is right now, which is an amazing growth this year. But based on where it has been, the fact that we saw it hit 1,400 previously, you would think there'd be a lot more room to grow. And this might be telling us that Ethereum is actually finally setting up for that massive move to the upside, where we finally break out of this channel. And yeah, it could get really crazy for Ethereum. So let me know what you guys think about that below. Also, if you guys watched yesterday's video, I told you to stay to the end of the videos because I usually do a little bit of altcoin analysis. Now, one of the altcoins I told you guys about was Evolution Finance. This was another one that was over at DAO. They're up they're up 20% to $106. You can see right here, it's up 111% so far. It's still possibly very early. I did tell you guys about this before it started pumping. It's up 87% in just the week. I'm not telling you to go run out and buy it, but keep your eyes on it. But here's your freebie, guys. What you want to do is get into things before they explode. Now, keep in mind, I am just a YouTuber, right? I do my best. I'm just a normal guy. I try to find these projects. Trust me, I've been around for over 4 years now, so I know a thing or two about researching projects, but there are literally funds and VCs and people that do this research all day long. They incubate up-and-coming projects. Now, if you've been following Moonrock Capital and Morningstar VC Capital, they have been absolutely smashing it lately. These guys have been picking nothing but absolute winners. And I just saw that Chain Guardians recently announced that they announced the strategic investors that included Moonrock and Morningstar. Now, having a look over here, if you see what Chain Guardians is all about, They talk about, first of all, their marketplace is launching soon. Just keep that in mind. But, essentially, they are a player-driven platform which combines traditional gaming concepts with blockchain technologies. Now, I've been a huge fan of blockchain and gaming, maybe not necessarily hosting entire games on the blockchain, but in-game items. They talk about free-to-play NFTs, and the solutions over traditional games is obviously they have decentralized gaming, player-driven asset ownership, cross-platform transferable game assets, and transparent gaming economy as well. And if you scroll down here, you could see some familiar names, including Emma Liu and Aiden Liu as well. But you'll also, who's, by the way, he's known as the NFT professor. But you'll also notice, I told you guys about Danilo S. Carlucci. Now, he was previously the at Google as head of community for YouTube. Currently, he is the CEO of Crypto Atlas, which I told you guys about, and CIO of Morningstar Ventures, and he is on this team personally as an advisor. So I would just check this out, guys. It looks like it could be a promising project. Like I said, the best time to get into these projects is before everyone else. If you get in at the first floor, there's nowhere to go but up. I mean, you could technically go to the basement, but you know what I'm talking about, right, guys? So do your own research, not financial advice, but that's why I'm keeping my eyes on these guys. Morningstar VC, I mean, they are just incredible. Yeah, I mean, everything that they've been doing. Here you go. Here's another one. Their latest co-incubation project is Polka Markets. Polka Markets has been one of the most oversubscribed sales. I think they got like 80 million, or was it 80,000? I know, I might be confusing numbers, but guys, keep your eyes on these. Follow the money. If you want to know where the money is probably going, just follow the money, right? So yeah, go give these guys a follow, man. I would definitely go give Morningstar Ventures a follow. It's Morningstar_VC. These guys are incredible. Yeah, I don't even know how they're doing what they're doing, but pretty much every project that they've been involved in has been a home run. So the batting streak could end, but so far these guys are amazing. And yeah, so that's basically it. They just got a very nice free shout out from me, so you guys are welcome. But yeah, so check that out if you guys are interested. Obviously, having a look at Bitcoin, we are still pushing up here. I do believe we could go a lot further. And just a quick recap, I want to see us hold above this level, okay? I want to see us hold on this. If we fall out of this, then I'm looking at about the $50,000 level for a retest. And if we can't hold 50, then we may go down to that $48,000 level I told you guys about. And my absolute worst case scenario would be 40,600. Okay? That's like the totally bearish scenario, though. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, and if Bitcoin does continue to consolidate sideways, then I do think Ethereum's going to go for a run. I think it's been coiling up and waiting for its opportunity. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. Just going to give you a heads up. Next week, I might not be able to get videos out every day. I got a lot. I got some stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, just want to give you a heads up. Just to let you guys know. I don't know. Follow me on Twitter, though. I'll be on Twitter. It's at the Crypto Zombie. I do a lot of posting over there on days that I'm not able to make videos. So that's it for me. Thank you for coming back to the channel. If you haven't watched my tutorials for Bybit or Femex, they're popping up right here, right now. And that's it for me. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.